Texas man suffers a fatal fall at Grand Canyon National Park.
And we go down to some local pubs to see how they celebrated St. Paddy's Day.
Welcome to NAZ Today. I'm Brooke Cowell.
And I'm Xavier Rangel. Thanks for joining us.
We begin tonight with news of a fatal fall at Grand Canyon National Park.
That's right. 53-year-old John Anderson from Grapevine, Texas was visiting the park with his family when he fell 350 feet off the south rim near the El Tovar Lodge Saturday morning. Park rangers' efforts to resuscitate Anderson were unsuccessful. An investigation conducted by the National Park Service and the Coconino County Medical Examiner remains ongoing.
The Arizona Board of Regents will hold a public hearing on March 25th regarding tuition proposals at the state's 3 universities. The tuition proposals for the 2014 to 2015 academic year includes tuition increases at all 3 universities. Here in Flagstaff, NAU plans to keep tuition stable for current undergraduate students, but proposes a 2.6% increase for incoming in-state freshmen and a 1.9% increase for non-resident undergrad students. The Board of Regents will vote on the tuition recommendations on April 3rd in Tucson.
Well, the madness has begun, March Madness that is, and there's a pretty special incentive for a perfect bracket, right, Brooke?
That's right. I have that for you and more right now on today's Sports Minute. It's March Madness time as the first game was underway today, but all the rage is about seeking that perfect bracket because this year there's a $1 billion award given by Warren Buffett and Yahoo Sports for that lucky fan that creates the perfect bracket. ESPN stated that the odds of creating a perfect bracket, correctly picking the winner of every single game with 64 teams, are at best 1 billion to 1, with the total number of possible outcomes being in the quintillions. That's 15 zeros. NAZ Today has created our own March Madness bracket, and you can check that out on our website at naztoday.com. And although it is spring break time for our local schools, there are still games going on. The Flagstaff boys baseball team is competing in the Lancer Baseball Classic today and tomorrow. They played Betty Fairfax at 1 and continue the tournament playing Franklin tonight at 7. And your Coconino boys baseball team is also picking up some games this week as they play today as well when they played at Casa Grande. First pitch was at 3:45. Also, the Phoenix Suns and Coyotes both played last night. The Suns fell to the Brooklyn Nets 108-95, but your Phoenix Coyotes came back after being down by 2 and beat the Los Angeles Kings 4-3. And that will do it for your Sports Minute.
To tell you how to get the most out of your return.
Plus, NAZ talks to some local pubs about their St. Patrick's Day celebrations when we get back.
Since I got adopted, I've learned a lot about these humans.
I know. I mean, check out these two. It's Flirt City over here. I think she's getting his number.
Nice.
Your human's got some sweet moves.
Takes after his dog.
Tonight's NAZ Today weather is brought to you in part by Terry Markson Chevrolet Cadillac in Flagstaff.
Welcome back. The Arizona Senate Republicans announced their fiscal budget for 2015, which cuts down spending to $9.13 billion. This compared to the $9.34 billion spending budget that Governor Jan Brewer proposed earlier in January. The proposal includes a huge increase for the executive budget from the current fiscal year's spending plan. This marks a point of debate and discussion around funding priorities and how much money really is available for the state.
Well, like it or not, tax season is upon us, and you might be confused about the different credits you're eligible for.
That's right. Lucky for us, NAZ Today's Kimberly Kraft sat down with Anthony Forshino to break it down in today's tax tip.
Today we're talking about your Arizona state tax return, and with me is Anthony Forshino. He's the Assistant Director of the Department of Revenue for Arizona. And we do have some information about credits, tax credits available for low-income folks.
Correct.
So explain what that means.
There's a couple. One is an excise tax credit, and that's a credit that's given for taxpayers who make below, I believe it's $15,000, and they can get it for up $25 up to $100 for each member of their household. And that was came into play to offset an increase in the sales tax for education, so that the low income weren't hit as hard with that increase. That's one of the ones. The other one is
family tax.
And then there's a family tax credit, which is offered for families who make low income, and actually it doesn't have to be a family. It can actually be one person. I mean, it can be just a couple, but it's based on how many dependents you have onto what the limitation of income is, and that adds up to about a $240 credit. The excise tax credit is a refundable one. This is not a refundable one. And then there's a PTC, which is a property tax credit, and that's offered for those senior citizens who make a small income. They can get up to about a $500 credit, and that's refundable. They don't even have to file a tax return. They can just file a PTC and get that money back.
Well, that seems like a lot of alphabet soup to
Yes,
me.
it does.
And I'm sure that we will be able to navigate through that.
Yeah.
Going to our website, naztoday.com, all that information is there, including ways that you can have your tax returns prepared for free if
Exactly.
you qualify. Thank you, Anthony.
Thank you.
Yesterday, NAZ Today went to a few of the pubs in downtown Flagstaff to find out what kind of turnout they were expecting for St. Patrick's Day.
Well, with the green beer no longer in the taps, we followed up with those pubs to see how business really was.
It was good compared to what I've seen. We expected it to be slow due to spring break. All the kids are gone. All the kids are in Havasu or Vegas. But we had really good business last night, and we were the busiest bar in town from what I heard.
It was awesome. I came in at 12. There was like nonstop tables, big families. So ever since I started at 12, ended at 10 p.m., I like had 5 tables at once, just nonstop, people coming in and out. So.
The Flagstaff Police Department said there was no abnormal activities associated with the St. Patrick's festivities.
It's been windy and cold today, but is that all about to change? Meteorologist Matt Tanto has your forecast when we come back.
All kinds of TV services. The phone company wasn't cutting it, so I cut down. Spotty satellite? Nah, that dish wasn't appetizing. But the all-new Suddenlink? It comes with free HD and a picture so sharp it makes real life look lame. Now I have up to 300 channel choices, earloads of digital music, 10,000 on-demand titles, and new TiVo Stream that turns my tablet into a TV and lets my DVR take road trips. I've seen the future of TV, and the future is easy.
Okay, so we drowned the fire, stirred it, drowned it again, and now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. Already posted it.
NAU.
Be True Blue NAU!
NAU!
Be True Blue, NAU. Now that's True Blue, NAU. True Blue, NAU.
And happy Tuesday, everybody. I'm meteorologist Matt Tantow, and what a different day today compared to yesterday and even the day before. Yesterday, we had windy conditions across northern Arizona, gusting up to 45 miles per hour in some places. And today, we've seen a major temperature swing from yesterday's highs to today's highs. I mean, if you look at this map here, I just wanted to highlight Flagstaff saw a 14-degree temperature change from yesterday to today. 17 degrees up at the Grand Canyon, 17 degrees cooler. 19 degrees cooler in Kingman, and out in Winslow, 24 degrees cooler today compared to yesterday. And that's all from a little low pressure system moving through right now to the southwest, though that is going to be moving out and we have better conditions on the way. But it's funny, we talk about a 14-degree temperature change here in Flagstaff. That really brings us right down to about normal. We were in the mid-60s yesterday, and today we're in the lower 50s, and that is normal. So I guess it's been so nice. We're just not used to this normal type weather. Our average low for this time of year is 23, and nowhere near the record low set back in 1954. No precipitation yesterday, just a bunch of wind out there, and so we are still about 4 inches below our average, and sunrise tomorrow morning 6:30 and sunset 6:37. So here is the little system that is just moving through, a little trough right here, moving through the southwest, and that's where our wind came from. And so today we've been seeing some northeasterly breezes, about 8 to 15 miles per hour, so start to a chilly morning, and those breezes will keep it cooler today, but that trough should start to move off into the Midwest by tomorrow, and high pressure will once again build across the west and southwest, which means warmer temperatures for us across northern Arizona and much of the southwest. Warm conditions, maybe with a few high clouds from time to time, will be the forecast over the next few days. And so we had a brief break in that nice temperature yesterday, those nice temperatures, and now we are back to, I guess, what we'll call normal. Another cool night tonight, though. We are going to have clear skies, and because we didn't warm up that much today, we are going to drop it down to 16 tonight. So we haven't seen the teens in a couple days, a couple weeks, I should say, overnight lows. So we're going to be down to 16, mostly clear and cold. And then for tomorrow, we bump it up about 10 degrees. We'll see a high about 55 today. Tomorrow, rather, warmer conditions, which is great. And then over the next 5 days, before I get to the 5-day forecast, let's talk about the rest of Arizona. 63 in Winslow tomorrow, 55 in Flagstaff, 60 up in Tuba City. So as you can see, temperatures about 10 degrees warmer today or tomorrow compared to today. Overnight lows will begin to moderate as well. Phoenix is the only place that was in the mid to lower 80s yesterday, and they're going to stay in the mid to lower 80s tomorrow. Over the next 5 days, we just tick it up a bit more, up into the upper 50s by the end of the week. We are going to add a few clouds into the forecast by the weekend as another small trough low pressure system comes through. So it might drop the temperatures a few degrees, add a few clouds to it. But as you can see, our overnight lows are moderating up into the upper 20s. And Sedona looks pretty nice as well here over the next few days. Thursday and Friday, they'll be topping out at 70 degrees. A few high clouds in the mix down there as well. Overnight lows back up into the mid 40s.
So our nights are going to start to get a little warmer?
Yes, so last night and tonight, very chilly out there. We haven't seen those mid-teens in a while. And then the nice thing will be temperatures will warm back up across the board. So it's funny, though. People were freaking out how cold it was today. And really, that's normal for this time of year. We've just had such a nice February and March. We're not used to the low 50s, I guess.
Well, art has filled the streets in South America. Check this out. It's not vandalism. It's a celebration of street art. 25 artists from 12 different countries participated this week in the Latin American International Urban Art Festival down in Peru. Artists filled some of the busiest streets with decorated, colorful murals of everything from birds to some more abstract images. It was pretty nice to see the streets colored.
You know, I can't imagine what they would think here in Flagstaff about that. I mean, we have murals all over the place, but
more and more all the time too. But
right. Well, that's going to do it for us tonight here at NAZ Today's. Thanks for joining us. For more information on any of our stories, you can go ahead and check out naztoday.com.